The world we live in today is moving faster and faster. Disruption by technology is getting more and more intense. AI, quantum computing, VR, ChatGPT, and so on, moving faster and faster and faster, but stop! Who am I? I represent the voice inside every one of us, thinking about the future. And in some of us, this creates excitement. In others of us, fear. And both is totally okay. I mean, no one of us does know how the future will look like. What we then hope to rely on are people with a vision, who can guide the way. And these are called the leaders. Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa. I work as an associate director in the pharmaceutical industry for systems and project management, and I have the honor to lead a team of 3 amazing people. And fun fact about me, for more than 20 years, I'm a dancer. So 2 entirely different worlds, right? Maybe not too different after all. I would like to invite you today to join me on a little bit of an unconventional journey. Show of hands. Who of you has ever attended a dance event? Thank you. And of those of you who have ever attended a milonga? Okay, not too many, I see, thank you. I see more question marks hovering around people's heads, so let me quickly create a picture. A milonga is a dance event for Argentine tango, where people from different skill levels, from different backgrounds, meet to exchange an evening of dance, to network within the tango community, and to showcase, of course, what they're able to do. And traditional tango music is played either by a DJ or a band. So, 2 entirely different worlds. But let me start with a bold hypothesis. A leader driving digital transformation can learn a lot from a tango milonga. But Lisa, that's totally crazy, you might say. Oh, wait for it, buckle up, and let's just jump right into it. The Argentine tango can be seen as the dance of innovation. But how was it invented, and how did it come to be? In the Argentina of the late 19th century, a lot of immigrants came into the country looking for a better life. Big cities formed, and people got together. But remember, those people were not necessarily speaking the same language. So, what brought them together? And what kept them together? First of all, of course, the feeling of not wanting to be alone. And second, music. Because music does not require for you to communicate in words, same as dance. The basic position of the tango was formed out of an embrace, because that's how people greeted each other. And the music and the dance moves were influenced by whomever joined the dance, bringing with them their own cultures and stories. That was how it came to be, and that's how it even keeps changing today. Tango is a feeling, it's a mindset, and not just pure technique. So, as promised, what do we learn from that now in business? First of all, technology is important. It's our foundation, like the dance technique, but only this aspect doesn't spark excitement. You need to lead with passion, and you need to believe in it, because if you don't, no one else will. And second of all, remember I was talking about the language gap and people not speaking the same language? Well, I think we all can agree business and IT do neither, so no matter on what side you're on. But the thing is, as a responsibility of a leader, it's to bring people together, to create a ground where people can exchange, and that without fear. And then something beautiful can happen no one would have ever thought about. When you join a milonga, when you enter the room, you will see on the dance floor that everyone is moving in the same direction, which is called the ronda. And most importantly, everyone is taking care of the people in front, next, and behind them. You cannot just run people over or perform very space-consuming moves just because you feel like it. In today's day and age, we need to understand that we need to support each other and care for each other, especially as leaders. And here, I mean, we really need to care, because that creates trust. And with that trust, when we see that in front of us there's a human being with feelings and emotions, and not just a resource to perform a task, then we create this trust, we create psychological safety, and that guided by emotional intelligence. You cannot imagine what's happening then. Of course, at a milonga, you're not the only two people, there are other people too. Let me set the scene a little bit. A dance sequence is around 2 to 4 dances demarcated by a short break. And in that break, you can decide, do you want to stay with that person you shared the last couple of dances with, or if that person not necessarily was to your liking, you can move on. So from that point of view, you encounter a lot of different leadership styles, personalities, and some of them you like better, and others you don't. That's totally fair. So back to business. We can learn here 2 things. Number 1, feedback is always a gift, positive or negative. You cannot imagine there's so many angles a topic can be seen and looked at, and maybe someone else sees something you haven't seen before. And number 2, consider your stakeholders. When you understand that your stakeholders is a portfolio of various different individuals, and maybe some of those people are not keen to join you on that digital transformation journey right away. I mean, I was talking about fear, remember? So when we understand that we need to amend our approach a little bit and be kind and compassionate, then we are ensuring that we're not losing anyone on the way. The next thing is, be ensured, whenever you join a milonga, you have no idea what the DJ will play as music or what the playlist will look like. So the DJ or the band might play an entirely different repertoire or another style you're used to. What to do now? The only thing you can do is adapt your dance moves and guide your partner safely through the dancing crowd. And for our teams, it's exactly the same. We don't know what the future will look like, that's sure. And the only consistency here is change. But what we know is that we need, as a role model, we need to act as a role model with adaptability and agility. And with that, we take everyone on the journey and cope with what the future holds for us. And last but not least, your partner and you. I mean, it looks like 2 entirely different individuals, but you need to come together to create what makes tango so beautiful. That feeling of belonging and sharing that dance. The leader showcases the follower, of course, and is accountable for moving to the beat. And the follower follows that lead. But tango empowers this person too, because they can decide how close the embrace is. So if you like someone, you can bring them closer. But if that person not necessarily is to your taste, then you can make them stay a little bit further away. And the most important thing is, the leader showcases the follower. When the follower shines, the leader has done an incredibly amazing job. And everyone, by the way, in the tango community knows about it. So, in our corporate lives, we need to understand that leadership is a privilege. It's about supporting, inspiring, and empowering people to grow. When we make our teams shine, we inspire the next generation of leaders, and that's so important. Leadership is not a crown to put on our head to boss people around or to make them perform like a machine. It's about respect. It's about understanding that we have an impact on another human being's life with all the responsibility that comes with it. And if you can't commit to that, you better stay off the dance floor. It all needs to come together to create what makes tango so beautiful and that feeling that brings you back again and again. In our corporate life, we often look for that magic in vain. I think we can all agree on that. But what we definitely know for sure is our teams trust on us and trust that we step up to provide psychological safety guided by emotional intelligence. That we are the bridge. We're bridging and overcoming the language gap between functions. That we lead with emotional intelligence to create trust and give trust. That we listen to understand and not to reply. That we see feedback always as a gift to improve. And last but not least, that we create and nurture a culture of innovation that allows people to grow without fear. When our teams feel seen, heard, and acknowledged, You cannot imagine what potential that has. And we can take away the fear of what tomorrow holds. As leaders, it is our responsibility to overcome bad experiences, to overcome past disappointments, to become the person we would have loved to turn to for advice. We want to be, and we need to be the change we want to see in this world. And we need to go beyond the boundaries we know today, to understand, to redefine them, and to overcome them. With that, let me bring you back to the beginning. Driving digital transformation and Argentine tango aren't that different after all, right? Our everyday life might often make it very, very hard, but we should at least try to implement and apply this passion into our corporate life. And with that, it only leads me to, let's join into the tango of the digital future together.